What is up, everybody? Today I have a wonderful, wonderful, juicy story time for you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys a wonderful, exciting story time about how my ex hooked up with both my best friends twice! And this story time is purely just for entertainment. It's not supposed to harm or hurt anyone's feelings or anything like that. No hard feelings to anyone that is mentioned in this story. I'm not going to use names. I'm just going to change the names to like privacy and stuff. And I'm not going to tell you guys like when this happened, who this was, or anything like that. I'm just like, I'm over it. Like, it's just funny to me now. So I'm just telling the story because I think it's funny. I'm not trying to like harass anyone, you know? So hopefully no one takes offense. So this story takes place over the summer, the first part of the story. There's two parts and I'm gonna tell both of them because they tie in together very, very well. There was the summer, okay? I'm not gonna say when it was, I'm not gonna say how recent it was, but there was a summer. And I was with the boy, we're gonna call him James. James and I were dating over the summer. We weren't dating, but we were a thing, but like we were dating, you know? It was like that. And him and his best friend, we're gonna call him Broccoli. And then my best friend, we're gonna call her Lizzie. James, Broccoli, Lizzie, and I, we were the best of friends. We were like the four musketeers. We would hang out every single day over the summer. We were best friends. And James and I were like hooking up, like we were a thing. And we were best friends, like literally James and Broccoli were best friends and me and Lizzie were best friends, and then all four of us would hang out. Like it was such a good group of friends. Then one day over the summer, it's summer, so I went on a vacation with my family. We were on a trip and I was living up in paradise, and then I see on Snapchat that James is having a sleepover with Lizzie, my best friend. I'm gonna call him my boyfriend. My boyfriend and my best friend were having a sleepover. And yes, what was his name? Broccoli was still there, but I was just very concerned, and I saw that they were hanging out with other girls and they were doing these fun things, and I was like, when we hang out, we just hang out at someone's house. We don't really do crazy fun things. And they were like hanging out with other people, and like, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We never hang out with other people when I'm there. So why are you, and there were girls too, so I was like, my boy is hanging out with other girls. He's having a sleepover with my best friend. This is not okay. Even if they didn't do anything, like that's just like, you don't do that. As my best friend, you don't do that. As my boyfriend, you don't do that. So I was very heated about this. Of course, we got into a huge fight about it, and I was like, this is not okay. And they were like, oh, well, we weren't doing anything, blah, 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 blah. And we got in a fight about it. And then the next day, I see that my best friend Lizzie is at James's house in his bed, and they're sending me Snapchats. I don't know if they send them to me directly, and they put them on their story of them singing like songs directed towards me. Like they were singing like, it was like Rude and like Fake Love, like all these songs that were just like directed towards me, being like rude to them and like showing fake love, you know? And I was like, oh my god, like let's talk about being rude and showing fake love, huh? So my best friend was in my boyfriend's bed in the morning. Like I don't know what happened, but I don't know if this was the next day either. This was like maybe 2 days later, I don't know. It was when I was gone. Broccoli wasn't even there, so I was like, why are they hanging out? Why are they posting this stuff? And then they went and hung out. Oh my god, I forgot about this part. They went and hung out that same night with what's his name? Broccoli and this other girl. We're gonna call her Shamu. That's a perfect name for her. They hung out with this girl Shamu, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Shamu's trying to replace me? Okay. And I was very heated about that, and then nothing really happened. I kind of just cut them out of my life, and we kind of like were like fighting back and forth on social media and stuff, but like nothing really major happened with that. We were just like, I cut the ties. I was like, you're not my best friend. You guys can go replace me with friggin' Shamu. And I had suspicions about James and Lizzie like liking each other and like hooking up like while I was gone, because I was like, I don't know if they are or not. There's no actual proof that they did, but Lizzie and Broccoli ended up getting together like over the like when I was like not friends with them, and they actually ended up dating. But the whole time they were dating, Broccoli thought that Lizzie and James liked each other. They denied everything though, but Broccoli and I, our intuitions are very keen on people, and we just know, you know? And so they never ever said if anything happened, but they definitely did like each other, I'm pretty sure. And Broccoli and I are pretty sure that they hooked up. Even though there's no evidence, intuitions are just trusting my gut on this one. Okay, so fast forward a few months later after summer, James and I started talking again, God knows why, and we squashed all the beef and we just became friends again. It was great. And then we hung out, and then we kissed, and then we started dating again. I'm stupid, but I was like, okay, maybe this didn't happen. I was overreacting, I was stupid, I'll give it a second chance. That was my first mistake. That was my second mistake, actually. because it's the second time. So we got back together, everything was great, and I never really let Lizzie back into my life, but Broccoli was still his best friend, so he was hanging out with us. And then I have this friend, we're gonna call her Chanel. And that's not her actual name, don't worry. So I have this friend named Chanel. And James and Chanel, the whole time James and I were together, they were very playful and flirty, and I was always like suspicious about it. And I would kind of question them, but every time they would deny it and be like, oh, nothing would ever happen, like we're just friends. But they were so flirty and playful, so of course me being like the girlfriend of James, I was like, what are you doing? So I was only suspicious about that, but they denied everything, so I was like, okay, whatever, I can trust you. But anyways, so James and I continued dating, and we were in love with each other. Like, I literally told him I loved him. I never told anyone that, like, and meant it, so yeah. We were so happy together, and everything was perfect. So something ended up happening with our friends and us, and we were just doing stupid teenage things and lying to our parents and stuff like that. Stupid things that I don't suggest doing to anyone. And we got in trouble, and it was my parents who found out first. So then they contacted his parents, and he was mad at me for having my parents find out. I was like, it's not my fault. And basically he broke up with me because we got in trouble. So yeah, he said he broke up with me because I was too much to handle, but he still loved me. I was like, if you love me, you didn't leave me. Boy, like that doesn't make any sense. And so I felt very unloved, and I was like, wow, like this was all for nothing. So I ended up leaving the school, and it wasn't because of him, it was just because of other reasons. I didn't really like the school anyways, so I left. And I was heartbroken. It was like such a hard heartbreak, you guys. Like, and I'm like literally, I'm not even gonna get into it. And I would confide in my friend Chanel, and I would tell Chanel everything, and I would be like, Chanel, like I am heartbroken. Like, dude, like I don't know how I'm ever gonna get over this boy. Like, I'm in love with him still, and he just doesn't care about me, and he's hanging out with his friends. And I was like, I don't, like all this heartbroken stuff. And I was like in love with him. Like I just couldn't get over him. And I would cry myself to sleep every night, and like Chanel was on my side, so I thought, and we were best friends. And so I was like, Chanel, like I love him, like I don't know what to do, I just want to text him. And then she'd be like, no, like you'll get over it, like it'll be fine, blah blah blah. And so after leaving the school, I thought it'd be a good idea to get off social media and Snapchat and everything, so that's what I did. And then I also broke my phone, so I just didn't have my phone to go on social media. So I was like, okay, I can do that. And then I went on a trip. This literally was like the same situation that happened the trip before. And I'm going on another trip, and it's just the same thing happened basically. I was on this trip, and I was like, you know, I was in my bed, and I was like, I'm not logging onto social media. And so that's what I did. To my surprise, I logged onto my Instagram, and you know how everyone has like the private Finstas or whatever, like their Instagram, the private Instagrams? On James's private Instagram, I found, oh, and by the way, Chanel told me that James and her had stopped talking, so I was like, okay, like they stopped talking, like we're not, like it's fine, like she's on my side, we're good. And she's like, yeah, I haven't really talked to him in a while, like he's kind of ignoring me at school, blah, blah, blah. And I found out that him and Chanel were hanging out outside of school. By the way, the things that we got in trouble for, he may or may not have been doing with Chanel, so I was like, wow. And I found pictures and receipts, and I'm not gonna show them obviously, but boy do I have them. And they were commenting on all each other's Instagram posts. I was like, oh my god, this snaky hoe, like really? You're going behind my back, because she knew I was off social media. So I was like, oh, so you're with my boy now. And they were hanging out, and he never ever ever let me hang out with him and his friends, like outside of our school, because he had friends from like another high school. And he was hanging out with her, this Chanel, my best friend, and he brought her to hang out with all his friends from this other high school. And I was like, oh my god, you never let me do that. And they were doing things, and I was like, oh, that's just wonderful. So I called her out on it. I was like, you a snake, girl. Oh, and also I went on James's actual Instagram, and he deleted all of our pictures together, and I didn't. I kept them, and I was like, oh my god, why would you do that? That's so mean. And I was like, you broke up with me. Like, I should be the one mad at you, doing that to you. So I was pretty salty about that. And I still confided in Chanel, and I was like, dude, like he literally deleted all our Instagram pictures. And she was like, oh my god, you're gonna give me all him, blah, blah, blah. And the whole time I was like, you're such a B word. And Chanel would tell me she hated him. She's like, yeah, I hate him and Broccoli. Also, Broccoli was like their friend. Oh my god, okay, yeah, okay, this story is so good. She was like, yeah, him and Broccoli, like James and Broccoli, I don't even talk to anymore. I don't talk to them, I hate them, they're such assholes, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, like they are. So, not Broccoli, I still love Broccoli, but I was like, yeah. But I found more and more pictures of them hanging out and doing these things together and commenting each other's Instagram posts. So I was like, what the heck, Chanel? Like, why are you doing this to me? And this whole time, she was like, just talking crap about them and then hanging out with them. Not even then. Not even Broccoli. I would be fine if she was hanging out with Broccoli because I never liked Broccoli. But she was hanging out with my ex and lying to me about it too. And none of this stuff I like know happened. I just like get to my instinct and like proof from other people, like rumors kind of. But I just believe in it because I am a jealous, heartbroken girl. So I just believe everything pretty much that anyone would tell me. But I mean, I have like really solid proof behind it, kind of. Just go along with the story, okay? So I found out that James had hooked up with someone over Valentine's Day weekend. I was like, oh boy, oh boy. So it could only be Chanel, and they were hanging out that weekend. So I was like, okay, it has to be Chanel. And then I texted her about it. She's like, no, we were just like doing other things, and like it was just me and him, and like my other friend hooked up with his friend, so we were just alone. And like I was like, so if you were alone and like, you know, doing other things, I was like, you didn't hook up. She completely denied it. But I kind of just lost trust in her because I know that they did. And I know that they did because Broccoli, James's best friend, I almost just said his name, but I didn't. James's best friend Broccoli told me that he's like, yeah, they're flirting all the time at school and all this stuff. And I was like, oh my God. And other people from school were saying like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're dating, like they're together. And like people were texting me saying like, yeah, like they're together. Like, I don't know why she's not telling you. This boy literally drove me crazy because he'd post stuff like, I miss you. I'm like, or like, I want you or something. And I was like, is that about Chanel or is that about me? I was so confused. He would like stuff on my social media and I was like, does that mean anything? Like, and then he would like, boys get so hard and confusing. I just don't understand them. But after this happened a second time, I just came to a realization that I was like, this boy's sketchy. Like, and even though like, I was like in love with him and like you can't get over him, I was like, I can't go back to him. Like this just was a realization like a second time, and I was like, thank God, because I'm pretty sure that after like I found out that Chanel and James were hooking up, I was like, hey, I'm over him. Like he can have Chanel. Chanel and him can be happy together. And like, yeah, it's like heartbreaking, but it's like, it made me get over it to a certain extent. But I'm finally over that situation. Like sometimes I get heartbroken, but I just realized that that happened twice to me. I cannot go back. Maybe I'm just crazy jealous and none of this made any sense, but it seems pretty legit to me, and it's just the story of a heartbroken, jealous, sad girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. But I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. Maybe you guys found it entertaining. I don't really know. This video was just funny because it's a funny story. Again, this video wasn't like directed towards anyone to like be harmful or anything. It was, I changed the names. It wasn't like a very like, oh my God, I hate it. But like, it was just a story and I didn't even tell what it was. So I think we're good. Hope you guys enjoyed. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel and follow my social media. And I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.